guys, Roxbox90 here. I decided to try something different today. I'm going to be making a short video highlighting a new deck that I'm in the process of building. This is a deck building video. The reason I'm doing this is, one, so I can show people what I'm thinking about when I make a deck, and also I wanted to show people what I'm doing, so maybe that they can, you guys can give me advice, because this is in process. This is not like my other deck techs that are, yeah, they're happening, but in my mind the main build is done. In this one, anything goes. You guys can suggest anything, and one thing I'll point out which you can suggest, which is kind of changes the entire deck, maybe even. I'll show you in a minute, which is kind of interesting. But I'm going to show you what I'm doing. This is my first real mono deck in a long time. I haven't made a mono deck since I've been making a lot of EDH. I made a mono green deck with Omnath, but that was my first, so that one was kind of, I don't know, that was a while ago. That was before even Rafik, I think. I was working on that one, which was probably a year ago. I don't know. So anyway, this is my deck. My deck is going to be a mono red deck, a combination of Proliferate and Burn, more Burn, and it's going to deal with one of my favorite ladies. I'll just hold one up. Chandra the Firebrand. I absolutely love her art. I think she's an underutilized planeswalker. Her price dropped a lot, but I think she's incredible. Obviously, the main reason she did is because Koth is so ridiculous, which is why I'm mentioning that Koth may be better as a mono red planeswalker in certain situations. But with her case, I'm going to show you why I think she's so good and why I'm trying to make a deck with her. Besides the fact I love her, and I currently have 3, and I'm trying to get a 4th. Now that they're cheapening, this is the idea. So mono red built around Chandra the Firebrand. Her first ability, well, I'm just going to say in case people don't know her, which is possible. Her first ability, a +1, it does 1 damage to our creature or player. -2, the next instant or sorcery you play is copied, and you choose new targets. That's -2. And a -6 does 6 damage to each of up to 6 target creatures or players, which means you can do any combination of the 6. You can do 2 different creatures. You can do all to 1 player, 36 damage. You can do any combination of that. So her final is really scary, which is why, as part of this deck, we try to get her up quickly. Get up to her, if you have her in your hand. If you don't, well, we'll see. So the first thing I do when I was making a deck, although in this case it's a mono deck, so this is what I'm doing when I make mono decks. Land base. A lot of people say that you can cut it corners with land base, particularly in mono decks, because you only have to worry about one color. So if you get a couple, 3, 4 land, your deck should be workable. I don't quite hold by that. I'm putting in, I believe this is 21 land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, this is 20 land. There was 21 originally, but as I played it, I realized I didn't need it. Then again, mono decks sometimes run 18 or even less. I would definitely recommend at least 20. Maybe 21, 22, depending what you need, but I couldn't fit it, which is why I'm asking you guys if you guys can maybe give advice if you think it would need it or not. So 20, land base is 20, so that's already a third of the deck. Then we have, I'm gonna do artifacts first. I'm gonna have, right now I have 4 Sphere of the Suns. The main reason behind this is because Proliferate, which this deck has some, will allow it to keep getting the counters back. It'll play Tesseract Gambit, which is the only blue spell in this whole deck, but if I don't want to pay the 2 life, this can pay for it. And it is the only ramp card in Standard for this deck that I think works really well, even though there are a couple others like Geosurge. I think this one is better for this deck. It's also a 2-drop. So if, let's say, turn 1, you have a land. Turn 2, you play one of these. Turn 3, you have Chandra in play. So that's really nice. So right now, 4 Sphere of the Suns. And then, as a deterrent, I currently have 2 Tumble Magnets, because I'm not sure what I'm doing yet with the full amount of burn. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Are Tumble Magnets worthwhile? I think they're good because you can replenish the counters with Chandra. So if you need to have a longer game and you want to get her up to 6, then this can be a really great way of holding off big creatures and things that would possibly kill her. So I maybe, what do you guys think? 1 or 2 more? Take them out? As I said, this is something new I'm trying. I want to see. Maybe you guys can comment back seriously work on the deck with me, and we can hopefully make a really good deck. That's the idea. Then my 1-drops, because you need to have a lot of 1-drops, and this deck should be running up pretty quickly. So I put 4 Fire Slingers, and they are 1 for a 1/1. They deal 1 damage to target player. So they're chump blockers, and they also allow for Bloodthirst, which I have a minimal Bloodthirst presence, but they help with Bloodthirst, and they also just ping down damage. They do damage consistently if people aren't really pushing hard and attacking. Goblin Arsonist, when it dies, and I can kill it if I need to. More burn, good chump blocker. Then 4 Stone Blood Berserkers. These are the only 2-drop in the deck. The 2-drop, they get Bloodthirst 90% of the time. I mean, I've only test played it a little bit. They get a lot of. They always get Bloodthirst. They can't be blocked by 2 or more creatures, and the reason this is good is that if I proliferate for whatever reason, they get with Chandra's ability, which I'm going to show why I have proliferate in here at all. This can potentially get 1/1 counters or 2 1/1 counters even, and becomes really big, really fast, as long as Chandra's in play. So it's an interesting combo. It's a good card anyway. I mean, it's amazing. It's basically a turn 2, 3/3. They can't be blocked easily. Those are great. And the final creature is Chandra's Phoenix, which is Chandra's Phoenix, guys. Flying, haste, and any number of them can come back when Chandra or someone does damage. Chandra or Red Spell does a bit of damage. I mean, I think they're really good cards. And they're flyers, which is unusual in red. And a lot of decks like Mono Green don't know really how to handle them, necessarily, if they're quick. Next up, we have spells. Arc Trails, I'm not so sure about. I think they might be a little underpowered, but they're also cheaper than Chandra's Outrage. What do you guys think? I don't know about them. That's why I only have 2 right now. Incinerates, great 2-drop, as they can prevent regeneration. And I don't know, they're really good. They're the equivalent of Lightning Bolt right now in Standard. Volt Charge has Proliferate. So I'll show you with Chandra in a minute, but Proliferate is really nice on a spell, and a burn spell even better. And the other Proliferate spell I use mainly is Tezzeret Gambit, because it lets you draw cards, and if you tie it in with Chandra's second ability, you can draw 4 cards, which is really cool. So I'll point out in a second how that works. And so now the main point of the deck, Chandra's second ability is -2 copy target the next instant or sorcery you're going to play. So she allows you, let's say, to copy Tezzeret Gambit. The thing is, when you play Tezzeret Gambit, it puts 1 counter on her. You're minusing 2. So that puts her, let's say she comes into play, she's on 3. You -2, now she's on 1. You put 1 counter back on her with this, and then the copy puts another counter on her. So it's as if nothing happened to her loyalty at all. But you've just doubled your spell for its cost. That's amazing. I mean, a 3 mana, potentially, 3 mana, 2 life, draw 4 cards. I mean, come on, that's terrifying. And a Volt Charge, 2 targets, 3 damage each, or 6 to a player for 3 mana. Better than Lightning, Lava Axe, and I don't know, any other burn spell. So that's the basic deck build. At sideboard right now, I don't know what I'm doing with sideboard yet. You guys advise me. I put 2 Elixir of Immortality. I may put 4 against some stuff from Innistrad and other graveyard hate. And then Burn the Impure is, of course, ridiculous against Infect. Imagine if you... This one doesn't have Proliferate, but if you double it, with Chandra, really good. That's the deck build. That's what I was thinking as I went through, is the different things I point out. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's a working deck. What do you guys think? Comment below. Let me know any advice you have about sideboard, about the deck build. If you hate Chandra and you want Koth, I mean, whatever, let me know. I'm always hope to hear comments. So thanks for listening, and I hope this helps mono red builders in Standard right now. And I think it's a pretty decent starting build. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for listening.